hearing footsteps, baby, in the dark. Oh, in the dark.
Welcome to Hide and Seek TV. It's your boy, and I'm back, and I'm about to grade do a very deep breakdown. And this video is actually going to be about things we all struggle with. Everybody out here, we got people, including myself. We're overcoming, sins and things that's tried to consume us, and now we're, walking in the power of God, and even attempting to walk in the power of God. I want to just, shed some light and we got to just stay strong, y'all. And my whole theme, as it's written, we can do all things through the name of Yahushua. You know what I mean? Who gives us power and strength, and light and understanding and wisdom. And the power of the Most High. So I want to actually shed light on this. I'm going to play a clip. A brother sent me this the other day. Shout out to the brother. You already know who you are. One love, man. And I'm going to just delve deep into this. So this right here is showing how we can make covenants with sins, you know what I'm saying? And they in the end can overtake us. So I'm going to play the clip and just let this whole thing, ride on out. Pay attention to this. Oh God. You broke your promise, you idiot. I loved you. We can love the wrong things and then it finally reveals itself. Look at this. Please. Carol, please stop it. Just change back. See that. And for those who watch my channel, you already know how I break down the name Carol, Kara, all that derives out of Kara. Remember I said, which don't mean nothing but the anointed Messiah. You know what I mean? The Kara thing. So notice how you say Carolyn. Because hint how, as we already know, Satan mimics as an angel of light. He comes in the name of the Messiah. You know what I mean? And blasphemes and misleads the saints and blinds the whole world. So I want to get deep on this about this covenant thing because the whole thing, that's what the whole Garden of Eden thing was about symbolically. The whole theme of the making a covenant with sin, with death. You feel what I'm saying? So as it's written, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for God do knoweth that the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when a woman saw the tree, that the food was, that was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes. So hence the whole theme of that. You know what I mean? You see how stuff is beautiful until it finally reveals itself. See that? This stuff is deep in the tree to be desired to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also her husband with her, and he did eat. You know what I'm saying? So hence the whole theme of the covenant. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is deep, man. We literally can make covenants. Because as it's written in James 1:15, then when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Hence that whole thing. You know what I mean? You hear how he was asking her, yo, please turn back. It's already revealed itself. We literally can love the wrong things. I've been victim of that. And it's stuff that, we go through on the daily. It's a constant war. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, for if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. Come on, man. We gotta just stay strong. I remember the game, my gamers out there, this is a retro game. This is like what, 07, 08, up in that time. The Darkness. And I'm gonna get deep on this. I want to cover this right quick because this is something serious, and the whole theme in this is very, very deep. So first off, as it's written, hint the darkness, and I'm gonna explain it in a minute. As it's written, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. So you can't serve God and Satan. You know what I mean? Either you're going to love God, hate Satan, or love Satan, hate God. It's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And as it's written, the whole theme of this is very deep because as it's written, this is when Satan tried to tempt the Messiah and saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written. You know what I mean? That he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against the stone. So hint the whole theme, the stone as it's written, Messiah is as the rock as it's written. Hint the whole theme of kicking the foot against the rock, hint the whole theme of oppressing, oppressing, blaspheming the name, attacking the Son of God and his saints. And it said, Yahushua said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. So hint the whole theme of the join us, cast yourself down, hint the whole thing, fear not death. You feel me? Fear not death. Don't try to overcome death, but fear not death. Cast yourself down and believe in yourself. You know what I mean? That stuff is deep. So I want to get into this darkness thing because as it's in the game, for those who remember, I'm just going to read a quick little brief thing. Basically, it's about a guy named Jackie, right? The guy name is Jackie. The main character right here, as you can see, his name is Jackie. Knows how you cover with demons. So Jackie obviously is what? It comes out of Jacob. And the 12 tribes of Israel come out of Jacob. So this is what it says. Nightfall came, the darkness, an ancient demonic force which has inhabited Jackie's bloodline for generations, violently manifests and massacres his pursuers. With his new powers, Jackie gradually, he dismantled his own, his enemies. But hint through the power of the darkness that always been hunting, Jackie. So hint Jacob, hint the children of God. You know what I mean? The Israelites, children of God. And you see how deep this goes is because the guy name is Jackie Estacado, and all that means anyway is what? It don't mean nothing but to stake and hint like how you stake out, what I mean, basically observe, watch. So hint the whole theme of how Jacob is always overseen, by the enemy. Because as it's written, and Revelation 12:17, and the dragon was angry with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and had the testimony of Yahushua. So you see how deep that goes. Always overseen, always attacked. As Satan is obsessed with destroying the children of God. You know what I'm saying? As it's written in Psalms 83, keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thy enemies make tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against the hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be remembrance anymore. You see that? For they have consorted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So you see how the whole theme of how Israel is always attacked by what? Satan and his army. So you see how this whole theme of the darkness was trying to say, indulge in the demons, join us and we can empower you. Join us in blackness and darkness, and we will empower you, Jacob. Welcome to the darkness. I remember you used to play the game and you'll use the demon and things of that nature. He always like, welcome to the darkness. It's crazy. Hence, for as is written, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Yahushua our Lord. So hence the whole theme of how we got to watch what we're making covenants with. I had a situation like that this week, and I was just, going through it, like thinking about it, like, man, we do have to watch what we can, try to attempt to build a covenant with, build a bond with, you know what I mean? And it's just like people and things like that. We got to literally pray for the spirit of discernment to know what we're getting ourselves into. All praise to the Most High for the signs and to just keep moving forward, day by day, And as is written in 1 Corinthians 15:56, the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. And the strength of sin is the law. But the blessing is what? The whole blessing, as is written, how the Messiah comes to fulfill the law. You know what I mean? He came to fulfill the law, and how what we should be saved through the faith and acknowledging his existence and having the faith in him being our gateway. You know what I mean? Unto the heavenly Father, as it's written, there have no temptation taken you, but such is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So hence the whole thing, how we overcoming this stuff. You know what I mean? We got to have the power. There's no sin that ain't common to man. Everything we attack with is common, but in a sense of how we have the power to overcome it. We gotta have the faith that we'll be blessed to what? Have an escape. Everything we're tempted with is something that we can handle. It don't matter how scarred we get, how damaged we get through it. When we come out of it, we'll become refined as gold, become strengthened. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I was actually, for people who remember this is probably one of my favorite movies back in the day. The Great Gatsby. Very serious, very serious. People already have seen this, but anyway, he was what was he doing on the movie? Remember on the movie, he was a lover of the people, trying to, have the image to satisfy people. And none of the people, all the parties, no matter what, the woman that he was trying to chase and be with made his life to fit her desires, everything. And all of that. And what happened when he was dead, nobody was there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was there, you know? You see how Tobey Maguire was like, man, he was the only one who stuck by him. And you see how they out there trying to interview a dead body. It's crazy. It's that sick. We can love the world so much, and what happens? You die, time goes on, people forget you. Things happen that way. People might not forget you, but I mean at the same time, people mourn, they overcome it. We supposed to not exalt nothing. We not supposed to exalt no creation over the creator. You know what I mean? And it's that real because that was the problem during the time of King Saul, the first king of Israel. That was his issue. And as it's written, and Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord in thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. And he was the lover of the people. To the point you die, who around you? And as it's written, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And as we know, as it's written, that's why it's told to us the Most High is not a favor of persons. Because how Saul was disobeying him, what did he do? He replaced him and brought forth David. You know what I mean? So this is how we supposed to be with things, man. As it's written, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So how deep that goes. You know what I mean? Loving the world, look where we end up. Because even Saul's son Jonathan, Jonathan was very loyal to the throne of God. He was very loyal to David because he saw that David had the spirit of God dwelling within him. You know what I mean? And as it's written, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knitted with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day and would not let him go no more home to his father's house. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. So how Jonathan chose David over Saul because he saw, even though that was his own dad, what I mean, he just saw that Saul was trying to kill David for no reason, out of jealousy, you know what I mean, out of envy. So hence that whole theme of that connection, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, you know what I mean? The stuff is that real, man. Like if someone's just trying to do harm against somebody for no reason, that's just, we gotta have a proper discernment not to rock with that. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying the whole theme of loyalty, we gotta watch what we're loyal to. This stuff is real, man. So I'm gonna play a clip right quick off Gridiron Gang. I used to watch this years ago. But I'm gonna play this clip and chime on in. Pay attention to this right here. And we all got choices, and the main character running in the front with the braids name is Willie. I remember I always break that down with Exodus 3:14. The Most High says his name is I am that I am. Hint William, the will of I am that I am. So hint the whole theme of this will of God. So hint how they running from the car that's trying to take them out. Because remember I already said that, Kara derives out of what? Out of Kara derives out of what? Kara, which don't mean nothing but anointed Messiah. And I remember I always showed it in the videos. That's why they always do the car crashes and everything on the movies. They always say the parents passed away due to a car crash and all of that because it's all Masonic, representation of destroying the Messiah, being our chauffeur, our gateway, our way into the kingdom, leading us. You know what I'm saying? They want to go on their own path. So look what happened to his friend. You see that? This stuff is crazy, you know? It's crazy. So you remember, like I was saying this too about the whole thing of the covenants that we decide to make, you know? And remember I already said it earlier about how as it's written, there is no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man, but God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So hence the whole theme of how we literally can be trapped. Remember, as it's written, the Messiah is the living waters. So hence the whole theme of how he's our way to escape. You know what I'm saying? But hence, if we don't even acknowledge that we're trapped behind the waters, we're looking at our own reflection, we have no escape. And we continuously be tormented, you know what I mean, by our own thoughts, you know, due to lack of faith and things of the such, you know what I'm saying? This stuff is deep, man. Hey, remember, this is off Get Out. Her name was Georgina. Remember, she used to look out the window all day, you know, through the window, through the, looking in the mirror in the window, etc. And remember, I already said Georgina, and the name Georgina come out of what? George, which I mean, but what? The farmer, the tiller of the soil. You know what I'm saying? And remember, as hint, obviously seeds is planted in what? In soil. So as it's written, and the Lord rejected all of the seed of Israel and afflicted them and delivered them into the hand of spoilers until he had cast them out of his sight. So hence the whole theme of that. We're stuck looking at ourselves all day. And the more you look at that and examine yourself, the more it's like, man, especially you ain't got no power to have the power to, like, no power of God in you. What are you gonna be able to do? But get further into what? Into sin, fear, things of the such. Look at the world we living in today. Look at how the people are reacting to everything going on. The panic, the fear. No power of God in them. You know, as it's written, and he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, meaning hard-headed generation, children in whom is no faith. So hint, no faith. What are you doing? Looking in the window all day. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So I'm going to play a clip right quick of it. Remember, I said this already. George is farmer, and Billy is what? Is the I am that I am, the William. Hint, Billy short for William. So look at this right here. This stuff is deep, man. So you see how Billy's able to walk up and down the stairs because, as it's written, remember, the Messiah conquered hell. And he ascends and descends. So you see that line right there? That's very important because, hint this right here. Listen to this. This is Amos. I'm going to start at verse 5. Then said I, O Lord God, seize, I beseech thee, by whom shall Jacob arise, for he is small. The Lord repented for this. This also shall not be, saith the Lord God. Thus he showed me, and behold, the Lord stood upon a wall made by a plumb line, with a plumb line in his hand. And the Lord said unto Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a plumb line. Then said the Lord, behold, I will set a plumb line in the midst of my people. I will not again pass by them anymore. So hence the whole theme of, are you going to let, the Most High cross the line and lead you into the path of righteousness? Or are you going to keep on the other side of the line where he chooses not to cross? Because we all have free will. As it's written, he put before us life and death. We know we got to pick which one we want to rule our lives. We can't serve two masters. Look how they always try to tempt the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? Join us. Remember, I read that earlier in Matthew 4 about how Satan, you remember how he tempted the Son of God. Remember I said that, how you're saying, cast yourself down. You bow to me, I'll give you the whole kingdom. And what did the Messiah say? Bow to me because it's all owned by my Father in heaven. So hence the whole thing, if he's tested, imagine what the saints gonna go through. Hold on, my bad. You see how they using the water? You see that how they using the water, the lake of fire. Hint Messiah, the living waters, then you have the lake of fire. Remember, as it's written, the Most High's face was witnessed by the waters first during the days of creation. Remember, his face hovered over the waters. So you see how deep this goes. You see that? Join us. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Hint this whole thing, man. Hint that plumb line. Look at that on the box. They got the plumb line. You see that? And then listen to this. Remember, I already broke down the name Charlie before. You know how Chuck is God on Supernatural, Chuck short for Charlie. And remember on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie inherits the kingdom from Willy Wonka. It's all blasphemy of, like, you know, the Messiah thing. Remember, I already said Charlie, Hachar don't mean nothing but to be burned. Hint Revelation 1:15, Messiah like he's burnt in a furnace. Remember I said Chuck was God. Hint the Chuck is used to raise up stones. Hint Messiah must be uplifted as the rock. Like, just listen to this. You hear how he said that. Everything on the line, I'm out here on the grind, you know, trying to get by. At least you can wish me luck. So you see how deep this stuff goes. They always tell Charlie, good luck without us because you didn't take our offer. You know, they always tell Messiah, you didn't take our offer to float with us. Well, yeah, we're going to make your life hard, turn your people against you. And how it's written, what is it written? How shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation, which at the first began to be spoken by the Lord, and he was confirmed unto us by them that heard him? So come on, man. Do we want to just look in the mirror all day? Or do we want to, what do we want to do? Or do we want to be escaped and be blessed to walk, in the whole theme of the rivers of righteousness? It's all about how we want to do this, y'all. We got to stay strong, and I know it's hard in these days, but we got to fight. Hint, the movie Dark Water was another film. Her husband's name was actually William, and they got divorced. And she actually went to go live on an island. And I'm gonna show you in a second. I think y'all got the trailer up. I'm gonna show it. But basically, they view out the window was nothing but buildings all day. You know, they was out on Roosevelt Island, out like in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? So, cause I'm real familiar with like the Bronx, and I be out in the Bronx all the time. You know, all throughout the New York area, but you see how she was literally in an apartment where her whole life was just repeating itself. Like she was in an apartment where it was just filled up with water, and she was just going through her traumas as a kid, fighting against her traumas. And it's crazy. Like I said, her husband's name was William. He divorced her, and he was living in a comfortable place. And where was she living at? She was living in a dungeon, basically. Hence the whole separation from William, that's what happens. Hence, as it's written in Jeremiah 3, the Most High says that he gave Israel a bill of divorce because what did they do? They committed spiritual fornication, seeking after other gods. So hence the divorce from, and then she lives in dark water. It's crazy when she got divorced by William, the I am that I am. So hence on the movie Bill, as you can see, Bill is a mediator. You see how he's the mediator. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's just all this stuff is in our face. They got Billy, they got Mary. Like I said, they had the man William on here. Her name was Dahlia. Remember the Black Dahlia movie? Like all of this stuff is crazy. But look at this. You see how she can't escape? Look at that. You see how she can't escape? Just hitting the mirror all day. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, and there's no way around none of this. It's all about who got the eyes to see and the ears to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's we don't want to be looking in dark waters all day, Hint, all they view was this all day. They ain't had no other view. So hint that's just living in misery. You know what I'm saying? Living in misery, man. Come on, man. As it's written in Lamentations 3, it is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed because his compassions faileth not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is deep. James 2:19, thou believest that there is one God. that doest thou well, the devils also believe and tremble. So hint that if they even know that the God is that the Most High is the true living God, come on, man, we gotta have faith in that too, you know. And then I'm gonna read this last one. If we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar. His word is not in us. Because hint how we conquer death. You know what I mean? We conquer sin, we conquer death, and we overcome it. You know what I mean? Because as it's written, like I read earlier, and it's all in our face. You know what I mean? It's all not even just all in our face, it's just all, granted to us. There have no temptation taking you, but it's common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear it. So him, we want to be able to escape, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be trapped like this. Hold on, let me go back one more time. You see that right there? And you see, actually, this guy, I just passed him right here, his name was Billy. And they was actually like in the laundry room. And as it's written, how the Messiah, is preparing to get the robes for his saints, to hold the palm branches. So hint the whole thing of how they was in the laundromat in the basement area. I don't know if it was the basement, excuse me for that. But basically they were in the laundromat, hint the whole thing of preparing a new cloth that we would be blessed to be in our immortal bodies. And you see how she couldn't escape away from it. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be like that, caught up in the dark waters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually going to end that right here. I just wanted to cover that. You know what I mean? But thank y'all for watching Hide and Seek TV. Much more is coming. Peace.